now that we're done, aren't we, Gabby? We done? Just hang on. Yep. So I'm just going to finish up a bit about her story. Can I do that, Gabby? Do you want to have a seat? Sit. Gabby? Gabby? Gabby, sit. I'm still, you can teach cats, like I said, I've got her with up. You can train cats, but it takes a while and you've got to find what works for them. No. Better. I love you. Yes, you. Stay there. All right. Now, what made me choose to adopt Gabby out of all the other cats I fostered? Believe me, she's not the first one. When I was fostering, there's a couple that I was really close to foster valiant on, but it's just, in the end, I just wasn't ready. It was just purely an intuition thing, purely a knowing myself thing and a self-awareness thing. I just wasn't ready to adopt. And I also fostered for a reason. I started as a volunteer in the cat team at the Animal Welfare League. And what that means is I was cleaning kitty litters and doing all sorts of things in the cat rehoming centre in the Animal Welfare League of Queensland. And I was part of that and I was enjoying myself. I really was. However, there was one part I really wasn't enjoying, and I realised that I like, even though it was bad for the cats, because it was really good if I was there one week, came back the next week, because it's a weekly thing, there one week, come back the next week, the cat's not there. Awesome, it got adopted. That's super awesome. You want the cats to get adopted. You want there to be turnover so that, it's a rehoming centre. Anyway, let's just say there was a couple of times there was cats, for whatever reason, they were there for long. They were there for, it could be up to a month or longer. Some of them were there for a while, and most of the time it was cats like Gabby. Cats that were special needs. Cats that were seniors. The senior cats definitely were always at the other end of the scale for adoptions. It was great whenever someone did. Thank you. Because I'm big on giving senior pets, any pets, senior pets, cats or dogs, senior pets a go, and there's a reason why I adopted her. I'm not a kitten person. I'm going to say that now. Oh, you're all like, how are you liking cats and not a kitten person? Been there, done that, people, a million times over in my childhood. So many cats and kittens. Kittens that turned into cats, of course. And I'm fine. I don't need one. I'm not in that phase of life anymore where I want a really active cat. I want a cat like this. I want a cat that's going to be chill and wants the companionship, and that's not going to be high needs as such. But anyway, I love you, Gabs. Yeah, you weirdo. So anyway, I found myself gravitating towards the ones that were there for longer, and I realised, you know what I need to do? I need to foster. I was in a position where I could. I have a house. I have had no cat, because the reason why I started volunteering is because I had gone through a grieving period with my previous cat, and because of Bibbs, I love you. Oh, sorry, shit, Marnie. Wrong cat. It was Marnie, then Bibbs. Bibbs was the most recent cat. So Bibbs had transitioned and moved on, and I can go down my history with all my animals and everything another day, another episode. But for this episode, we're concentrating on this one. Nonetheless, like I said, started fostering him in the situation. Only had Gary, my dog. He's very cat okay. He's very well trained and he's so cat okay. Marnie trained him. He came into my home. Marnie was already in my home. Marnie was already established with me. And then Gary came into my home. We're going to do a whole episode on Gary another time. Don't worry. With also tips and we'll do his tricks. He's got a whole heap of tricks and everything, and just all the things that I've learned over my professional pet care days, because I got trained. I can help with dog training and everything. I'm very well experienced and qualified for that. Anyway, back to it. I started fostering, and the main reason I could always give them back is because I knew I knew my psychology. I wasn't in the space or place to adopt. I loved these animals. I adored them. I gave them everything. They were able to have the home. They always had this area. I always started them out in here. I'd close the door. Like previously, I didn't have the gate thing. No, I would just close the door. And that would keep separation between the cats and Gary, because some of them, of course, not well socialized. You know, there's all sorts of reasons. Also, there's a dryer here that doesn't work. Like, it literally doesn't work. The cord's been cut, and I would open it up, make sure to keep the thing open and safely opened, prop it open, and they could sit in there, and I had it all cozied up like a little hobby holes thing for them. Anyway, so yeah, I started fostering because I was in the space to do it. Psychologically, I could give them back because I wasn't in the space to adopt. I was still processing some grief from Marnie, transitioning. I wanted a cat in my home. I missed having a cat in my home. I really did. So this is the other thing. I wanted to have cats for a decent amount of time. I wanted to get to know them, and I also missed having a cat in my home. Cats give me something dogs cannot, and dogs give me something cats cannot. I'm a both person. It's not a either or, it's bring them both for me. Isn't that right, Gabs? You just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Anyway, so just trying to remember where I was in that story. Yeah, so I was fostering. I've got all the paperwork. I could literally show you, like, oh, this cat, this cat, this cat. I could go through the fostering journey and all the memories I have of that. Definitely another episode there for you. And what happened was I'd stopped volunteering at a certain point. I just couldn't keep up with the volunteering and the fostering and my business. It was starting to get, you know, my Tech Witch business, Pink Moon Tech Witch, that business. It was starting to get clients, I was starting to get a bit busy and stuff. So I couldn't keep up the volunteering, so that went bye-bye, but I kept the fostering because I enjoyed it. I really genuinely enjoyed it. Yes, a couple of times, I know which cats, I have their records still. I really, really came close to foster failing. I really came close to adopting, but in the end, once again, I just knew ultimately, no. Ultimately, it was a no. I wasn't ready. What changed? Why Gabby? Couple of things changed. One, her. She was great. She's still great. Initially, she was a little, initially she would go for my face. Seriously, I have a thing. Cats don't touch my face. Every cat I've ever had knows this is a no-no zone. People call this the no-no zone. This is the no-no zone. Yes, Gabby. And anyway, I'd cuddle her and be like, get her used to my mannerisms, the way I am and everything. I knew I had to get her used to things, the way I work and how I express love and all these things. And I knew they came with a risk with her. She was a little antsy initially and she'd go for my face. But overall, she's a really cool cat. She's a really cool cat. You really are. And I really felt for her because when she went back eventually to be rehomed, she was there for a while. She was there. She was one of those 1 monthers, I call them, the 1 monthers, because on her thing, she was a special needs cat. She was old and she had stomach sensitivities. And so because you had to give her all these tablets and you had to only give her a certain food and everything like this, all these little things, and she's old and she was like 12 at the time. She had aged. She was 12 at the time. It was harder for her to get adopted. She got her own pen. The other side of it too is she had her own pen because this is the reason why she's the only cat in my household, and that's fine. She's a solo cat. Some cats, it's great to get a second cat, and I would recommend that. I would always recommend, if you can get two cats, get two cats. Go to Jackson Galaxy's channel. I'll put a link below, but Jackson Galaxy, Cat Daddy, Jackson Galaxy. Praise be. Go to his channel. He definitely binge watch everything there. He is the go-to. Everything, a lot of stuff I'd reiterate, a lot of the things I'd regurgitate from him, and he's right on the money, to be brutally honest. Everything I know about cats, he speaks, and he's right on the money. No free feeding, be, you know, structured with their routines and the food and da-da-da-da. Play with the animal up to a point. You can only play to a point. She's old, arthritic, energy levels. But yeah, I got to a point where she was in rehoming, and I had these two cats I was fostering, and I loved them. Like, these two cats, I loved them. There was something changed. So the first things first, one, I was definitely in the space and place I only wanted a senior pet. I was like 10 years and over, peeps, 10 years and over. I definitely wasn't interested in anything younger than 10. Even, yeah, I'll go as young as 7, but definitely nothing younger. Previous to her, Marnie, she was actually 2.5/3. They weren't quite clear on age. She was 2.5/3 around when I adopted her. So I'm already like going older, but even now I'm big on senior pets, love my senior pets. And I fostered mostly seniors, to be honest. I really, really tried to push for as old as possible. Well, who's your oldest cat? I'll have it. I was like, give me the oldies. Give me all the special needs. Give me the oldies, you know, everything. And yeah, so I was fostering these two cats, and something changed in me. When I gave these two cats back, something just literally just clicked, something changed. I can't explain it, but for the longest time, every cat, all the ones I'd gotten close to, I gave them back ultimately. It was sad. I'd go through a grieving period, but then I'd move on, get another one. I was excited. But this time I was devastated. I was out, like I was I was crying, and I was like, nah, it's time. I am done with fostering. I want my own cat. I don't want to give a cat back. I want to be able to adopt. I want my own cat. I'm ready for the financial responsibility. I'm ready for the emotional responsibility. I know she could decide to pass on any time, and I'll deal with that. She's not my first cat. I cannot reiterate how much she's not my first cat. And so I've been through the grieving process a lot of times for pets. Very familiar with it. Like I said, I'm okay. It's part of it. Part of it, they actually, I'm going to say it a weird way, bring it on. It's friggin' devastating. It's going to hurt. However, bring it on, because that's part of loving them. And for that time that I have her, I'm giving her the world. I'm giving her as good of a life as I possibly can. So yeah, I didn't want to give pets back. So I gave these two to the rehoming centre, these two cats I was fostering, and I just went, it's time. And I remembered Gabby, and I absolutely adored her. So what happened was I gave the two cats back, went to her pen, went, hey Gabby. She was actually hiding, and she came out. She totally remembered me. You did. You totally remembered me. Anyway, and I just told her that's it. That same day, basically gave those foster cats back. The next day, I came back and adopted her, and the rest is... So if you have any questions about anything in regards to Gabby, or if you're really wanting to learn more about my foster care journey, or there's questions you have you think I could tell you about, you know, anything to do with cats or anything, you know what to do. And you know all the deals. Please subscribe, hit the notification bells, you get the notifications of these videos, and yeah, give it one of these. Gabby can't tell you to do that. She doesn't have a thumb. So thank you from Gabby and me for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. This one's a big one. It's been a long one, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Episode 2 is done.